Good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. Thank you to Yamdo, who is behind the camera, making sure that everything runs smoothly for you this morning. And let's start our time together in the ritual booklet or in the e-document if you're reading it online, with the 3 refuges on page 7 and the Heart Sutra on page 8. And we say together, I go for refuge to Buddha, my deeply awakened mind, the living source of understanding and compassion, which must be cultivated to be known fully. I go for refuge to Dharma, the path of mindful living, leading to healing, joy, and enlightenment, the way of peace, which must be cultivated to be known fully. I go for refuge to the Sangha, the loving and supportive community of practice, realizing harmony, awareness, and liberation, which must be cultivated to be known fully. I am aware that the 3 jewels are within my heart. I vow to realize them. I vow to understand living beings and their suffering. I vow to cultivate loving kindness and compassion and to practice joy and equanimity. I vow to live simply and sanely, content with few possessions, and to keep my body healthy. I vow to let go of all worry and anxiety in order to be light and free. I am aware that I owe so much to my parents, teachers, friends, and all beings. I vow to be worthy of their trust, to practice wholeheartedly, so that understanding and compassion will flower, and I can help living beings be free from their suffering. May the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha support my efforts. May the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha support my efforts. May the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha support my efforts. And I am going to switch bells because I'm not sure how loud that bell is with the microphone right here. So now we'll go to page 8 with the Heart Sutra. And we say together, the Maha Prajna Paramita Hridaya Sutra. The Bodhisattva of great compassion, from the deep practice of Prajna Paramita, perceived the emptiness of all 5 skandhas and delivered all beings from their suffering. O Shariputra, form is no other than emptiness, emptiness no other than form. Form is emptiness, emptiness form. The same is true of feeling, thought, impulse, and consciousness. O Shariputra, all dharmas are empty. They are not born nor annihilated. They are not defiled nor immaculate. They do not increase nor decrease. So in emptiness, no form, no feeling, no thought, no impulse, no consciousness, no eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, mind, no form, sound, smell, taste, touch, or objects of mind, no realm of sight, no realm of consciousness, no ignorance, nor extinction of ignorance, no old age and death, nor extinction of them, no suffering, no cause of suffering, no cease from suffering, no path to lead out of suffering, no knowledge, no attainment, no realization, for there is nothing to attain. The Bodhisattva holds on to nothing but prajna, paramita. Therefore the mind is clear of any delusive hindrance. Without hindrance there is no fear. Away from all perverted views, one enters final nirvana. All Buddhas of past, present, and future, through faith in prajna paramita, attain to the highest perfect enlightenment. Know then the prajna paramita is the great Dharani, the radiant, peerless mantram, the utmost supreme mantram, which is capable of allaying all pain. This is true beyond all doubt. Proclaim now the highest wisdom, the prajna paramita. Gate, gate, para gate, parasamgate bodhisvaha. Gate, gate, para gate, parasamgate bodhisvaha. Gate, gate, para gate, parasamgate bodhisvaha. The Maha Prajna Paramita Hridaya Sutra. So good morning, everyone, once again. My name is Ai Su, and I'm honored to be with you this morning. Before we get into the Dharma Talk, I wanted to mention that today would normally be the Ulambana, or the Hungry Ghost Festival. And given that we cannot be together in person, the spirit of this festival simply just cannot be duplicated virtually. So please check out information that will be posted in this Friday's e-alert about the Hungry Ghost Festival. And may it be so that next year at this time, we'll all be together again in this Dharma hall to engage in the Ulumbana together. So every time I come up on the Dharma Talk docket, there are a few questions that drive the topic that is chosen. What might the Sangha need? What might need to be said during these particular times? What can be offered to perhaps reduce suffering, or even better, to offer the space for self-reflection and self-analysis so that the Sangha members can reduce their own suffering? So today's Dharma Talk is called Radical Loving Kindness in Less Than Loving Times. Our time together this morning will focus on a brief exploration of the Metta Sutta and will be followed by a loving kindness meditation. So, radical loving kindness in less than loving times. Let's start with the word radical, which tends to have mostly negative connotations in the way that we use it. For this morning, there are two different but related definitions of radical that we'll focus on. Here is the first: a person who advocates thorough or complete political or social reform, a member of a political party or part of a party pursuing such aims. So this is typically how the word radical is used nowadays, to describe a leader who has a very specific political agenda and is unyielding and unconditional in his or her approach to getting everyone else on board. Unyielding and unconditional. Now let's look at a second definition. Relating to or affecting the fundamental nature of something, far-reaching or thorough. This second definition speaks to a concept being penetrating with its reach, thoroughly affecting the status quo. So when we put the word radical as a descriptor for the words loving kindness, or perhaps we can even think of radical as holding up the words loving kindness, what does it mean? How about something like radical love or radical loving kindness is an unyielding approach to unconditional love? So today we're going to explore radical loving kindness through the Metta Sutta, found in the Sutta Nipata. And this is a sutra so universal in its concept that it's embraced and chanted by both Theravadan and Mahayana Buddhists. And the sutra goes like this. This is what should be done by one who is skilled in goodness and who knows the path of peace. Let them be able and upright, straightforward and gentle in speech, humble and not conceited, contented and easily satisfied, unburdened with duties and frugal in their ways, peaceful and calm and wise and skillful, not proud or demanding in nature. Let them not do the slightest thing that the wise would later reprove. Wishing, in gladness and in safety, may all beings be at ease. Whatever living beings there may be, whether they are weak or strong, omitting none, the great or the mighty, medium, short, or small, the seen and the unseen, those living near and far away, those born and to be reborn. May all beings be at ease. Let none deceive another or despise any being in any state. Let none through anger or ill will wish harm upon another. Even as a mother protects with her life her child, her only child, so with a boundless heart should one cherish all living beings. Radiating kindness over the entire world, spreading upward to the skies and downwards to the depths, outwards and unbounded, freed from hatred and ill will, whether standing or walking, seated or lying down, free from drowsiness, one should sustain this recollection. This is said to be the sublime abiding. By not holding to fixed views, the pure-hearted one, having clarity of vision, being freed from all sense desires, is not born again into this world. Now, there's a lot there, and we could take the rest of the day to explore this sutra and its relationship to radical loving kindness. But at least let's explore at the surface level the three parts of this sutra. So right now, Yamdo is going to put this sutra in the chat. So feel free to maximize your chat window so that you can see the sutra and we can look at it together. So please note that the sutra, as it is in the scriptures, is not numbered as you see it in the chat. I did this so that we could talk about it in sections and everyone would be on the same page in the same place as we talked about it. So the first part of the sutra talks about the many characteristics of a person who is skilled in goodness and who knows the path of peace, an upright nature, observing right speech, with humility, and not only living a simple life, but embodying a calm and peaceful countenance. This is what should be done by one who is skilled in goodness and who knows the path of peace. Let them be able and upright, straightforward and gentle in speech, humble and not conceited, contented and easily satisfied, unburdened with duties and frugal in their ways. Peaceful and calm and wise and skillful, not proud or demanding in nature, let them not do the slightest thing that the wise would later reprove. Now the second section of the sutra focuses on the wish or the aspiration that all beings are happy and safe and at ease. This part of the sutra is bookended with this aspiration. There is also language describing the scope of beings for whom we should generate a wish for happiness, safety, and ease, and it is expansive. And I think in this section in particular, the two most significant or meaningful words are omitting none. This gets to the unconditional nature of radical loving kindness. So going back to the sutra, wishing in gladness and in safety, may all beings be at ease. Whatever living beings there may be, whether they are weak or strong, omitting none. The great or the mighty, medium, short, or small, the seen and unseen, those living near and far away, those born and to be born, may all beings be at ease. And the third section of the sutra, which starts out with, let none deceive another or despise any being in any state. Let none through anger or ill will wish harm upon another. This speaks directly to the unyielding aspect of radical loving kindness. No matter what someone does to you, love them back. Never turn hatred back on someone else. And the next few lines, even as a mother protects with her life her child, her only child, so with a boundless heart should one cherish all living beings. Interestingly, Thanasario Bhikkhu has said that these lines are actually, and he's saying this through his own translation, but these lines are actually referring to how we should cherish this teaching and its meaning as a mother protects her only child. Other teachers have translated this line to reflect how we should love all living beings, and I think that's the way that most people take it as they read the sutra. And then the sutra describes the vastness of samsara and all the realms of existence that are there for us to extend our loving kindness to in all the 10 directions. And then finally, we are beseeched to remain awake, to not slip into a state of drowsiness, For only in an awake state, with a clear vision, and only by releasing our own views and perceptions and opinions of those who are different than us, can we transcend our own suffering and be of service to others. Only then can we be liberated and walk with others on the path to liberation. So the third section of the sutra, let none deceive another or despise any being in any state. Let none through anger or ill will wish harm upon another. Even as a mother protects with her life her child, her only child, so with a boundless heart should one cherish all living beings, radiating kindness over the entire world, spreading upwards to the skies and downward to the depths, outwards and unbounded, freed from hatred and ill will, whether standing or walking, seated or lying down, free from drowsiness, one should sustain this recollection. This is said to be the sublime abiding. By not holding to fixed views, the pure-hearted one, having clarity of vision, being freed from all sense desires, is not born again into this world. Our world needs radical loving kindness now more than ever. Our hearts and minds are divided on so many fronts right now. Masks or no masks, shut down the economy, keep it open, guns or no guns, Republican or Democrat. And having to constantly endure social distancing because of COVID-19 seems to only strengthen that delusion of separation, when no matter how much we may disagree on the current state of our country or our world, we are all inextricably interconnected. We cannot be pulled apart. Our thoughts, words, and deeds affect every living being. So even if we stand in dedicated service to others, even if we work every day toward justice for marginalized or oppressed peoples or our climate and our planet, meaning we are standing with justice, if we become so fixed in our own views that we become unable or perhaps even unwilling to see the humanity in a person who stands against us ideologically, what does that mean for us as Buddhists? It means that we're choosing hate over love. It means that by dehumanizing others, we dehumanize ourselves. And it means that we are striking at the very heart of the expression, the manifestation of our own perfect Buddha nature. There's a verse in the Dhammapada that says that hatred does not cease by hatred, but only by love. This is the eternal rule. I have to admit that I try to sneak this verse into as many Dharma talks as I can. Radical loving kindness demands, unyieldingly, that no matter what, we strive to never wish ill will or harm upon another, and that with a boundless heart, we cherish all living beings without exception. So for today's meditation, we're going to be engaging in a metta meditation, or loving kindness meditation, which is a guided visualization practice that calls us to extend loving kindness first to ourselves, and then to those we know and love, and then to those we may feel neutral about, to those with whom we experience challenges, which is where the rubber hits the road for this particular practice. For this practice today, we're also going to cultivate loving kindness for our Sangha, then for all people, and finally, all living beings, including our planet. An ever-expanding field of loving kindness. So while the entire process of a loving kindness meditation as a whole is important, there are two aspects of metta meditation which for most people require extra effort discernment, and practice, one of which I already alluded to. For most of us, extending loving kindness to ourselves and to those with whom we struggle or experience challenges with, it's difficult. Especially now, today, however, it's as important as ever to offer our love and compassion to everyone, regardless of whether or not it is easy for us or whether or not we feel they deserve it. For those of you who are unfamiliar with metta meditation, you will hear a lot of may I, may you, may all beings, etc. A metta meditation is about a wish for loving kindness, which over time and practice transforms into an aspiration of embodying loving kindness, being loving kindness, which after even more time practicing this meditation transforms into seeing everyone and everything as the same precious being. And from that place, loving kindness arises naturally and effortlessly. In the spaces of silence within this meditation, feel free to add your own may I, may you, may they, as you wish. We will begin and end with the sound of 3 bells. Please prepare for meditation. Let's begin our loving kindness meditation with holding an image of yourself in your mind's eye. It could be a memory of yourself in the mirror this morning while getting ready for your day, or perhaps a favorite photo of yourself when you were a child. Let's take a moment to bring an image of yourself into your mind's eye. And let's cultivate loving kindness for ourselves by saying the following phrases to yourself silently after me. May I be happy. May I be safe from both internal and external dangers. May I be free from suffering. May I be peaceful and at ease. May I be overflowing with loving kindness for the benefit of myself and all living beings. we'll cultivate loving kindness for someone we love deeply, someone who has cared for us, nurtured us, or mentored us, someone who always has our best interests at heart. Let's take a moment to bring this person to mind. May you be happy. May you be safe from both internal and external dangers. May you be free from suffering. May you be peaceful and at ease. May you be overflowing with loving kindness for the benefit of yourself and all living beings. And now we'll cultivate loving kindness for someone we may feel neutral about. Someone who perhaps we've seen recently bringing our mail, a cashier at the grocery store, someone who you don't know all that well, someone who you're connected with on the socials perhaps. Let's take a moment to bring this person to mind. May you be happy. May you be safe from both internal and external dangers. May you be free from suffering. May you be peaceful and at ease. May you be overflowing with loving kindness for the benefit of yourself and all living beings. And now we'll offer loving kindness to someone that you may consider to be difficult or challenging. Perhaps this is a person or a group for which you have difficulties relating or connecting to. Perhaps this person or group of people has shown intolerance or even hatred toward you. Please bring an image of this person or this group to your mind's eye. And remember, no matter what you believe about those who seem different from us, this is all a mirage of the mind. Especially now, it's as important as ever to offer loving kindness to everyone. Again, regardless of whether it's easy for us or whether we think that they deserve it. Consider that this person or this group that you have in mind wants to feel fulfilled and be happy and loved just like you. They want to feel safe and to be heard just like you. For this person or group that you find challenging, let's extend to them our most deep, heartfelt, loving kindness. May they be happy. May they be safe from both internal and external dangers. May they be free from suffering. May they be peaceful and at ease. May they be overflowing with loving kindness for the benefit of themselves and all living beings. And now let's cultivate loving kindness for our Sangha, our spiritual community. If you've been to the temple, think about what it looks like and feels like in our Dharma hall on a Sunday morning when we're all together. Think of the Dharma school, children boisterously celebrating being together on the lower level of the temple. Feel the vibe, remember the smiles, visualize all of the cushions so lovingly placed in service to you, our Sangha. Let's take a moment to bring ourselves into the space of our Dharma hall, full of our Dharma friends, Buddhas to be. May the Sangha be happy. May the Sangha be safe from both internal and external dangers. May the Sangha be free from suffering. May the Sangha be peaceful and at ease. May the Sangha be overflowing with loving kindness for the benefit of ourselves as a community and all living beings. And now we'll cultivate loving kindness for all people everywhere. Let's take a moment to imagine in your mind's eye a map of the world or a globe. In your mind, travel from country to country, continent to continent, pole to pole, imagining the people of those places living in villages, in cities, and in the countryside. All people who want the same things that we do, to be happy, to be safe, to be loved. Let's hold all the people of the world in our hearts and extend to them our most deep loving kindness. May all people be happy. May all people be safe from both internal and external dangers. May all people be free from suffering. May all people be peaceful and at ease. May all people be overflowing with loving kindness for the benefit of ourselves and all living beings. And finally, let's cultivate loving kindness for all living beings, and let's honor our planet Earth by being included here. This time, imagine in your mind's eye the Earth suspended like a jewel in space. You see all the beautiful blues and greens and browns and white colors of Earth. Imagine all of the life on our planet. Imagine the realms beyond our planet, infinite space, planets, solar systems, galaxies. Imagine all living beings in every dimension of space. May all beings be happy. May all beings be safe from both internal and external dangers. May all beings be free from suffering. May all beings be peaceful and at ease. May all beings be the embodiment of love for the benefit of ourselves, our planet, and all beings. So before we close our service for this morning, I just wanted to check in with Yamdo to see if there are any questions in the chat. Okay. So instead of reciting the Gathas together this morning, let's read the Metta Sutta together. So I'll give you a moment before starting to scroll back up in case there have been chats. Since Yamdo originally put the Metta Sutta up there, so go ahead and find that. And the beginning is the line, "This is what should be done." And we say together, "This is what should be done by one who is skilled in goodness and who knows the path of peace. Let them be able and upright, straightforward and gentle in speech, humble and not conceited, contented and easily satisfied, unburdened with duties and frugal in their ways, peaceful and calm and wise and skillful, not proud or demanding in nature. Let them not do the slightest thing that the wise would later reprove. Wishing in gladness and in safety, may all beings be at ease. Whatever living beings there may be, whether they are weak or strong, omitting none, the great or the mighty, medium, short or small, the seen and the unseen, those living near and far away, those born and to be born. May all beings be at ease. Let none deceive another or despise any being in any state. Let none through anger or ill will wish harm upon another. Even as a mother protects with her life her child, her only child, so with a boundless heart should one cherish all living beings. Radiating kindness over the entire world, spreading upwards to the skies and downwards to the depths, outwards and unbounded, freed from hatred and ill will, whether standing or walking, seated or lying down, free from drowsiness, one should sustain this recollection. This is said to be the sublime abiding. By not holding to fixed views, the pure-hearted one, having clarity of vision, being freed from all sense desires, is not born again into this world. Thank you so much for joining us this morning, the Grand Rapids Buddhist Temple, and have a lovely rest of your day. Thank you.